Hey there everybody, this is PotterBrony and welcome to another blind reaction of DWK's Totally Legit Recap Series. This time we're going to be doing 4 episodes. It's going to be episodes number 3, 4, 5, and 6 of Season 6. Would be The Gift of Maud Pie, On Your Marks, Gauntlet of Fire, and No Second Prances. Okay, before I get into it, somehow my video was, well, not say somehow, someone sent a tweet to him, to DWK, to let him know of my reaction series. So he came, checked it out, and had to give me fair warning as to how much worse it's going to get. But I'm up for it, and hey, I get to say, Senpai noticed me. Alright, so that stupid-ass joke out of the way. Let's just get it started, see what he has in store for us this time with these 4 episodes. Yeah. I'm up for it. I'm digging where he's going with this. It may be getting worse, you know, sexual references and all, but I don't know what it is about the last one. I had said pretty much, like, as long as he doesn't, you know, surprise me with any kind of Rule 34 stuff, which YouTube wouldn't appreciate, post it up on their channel, post it up on the website, then yeah, I should be fine. Alright, so by Rule 34 stuff, I mean Rule 34 images as opposed to just the words that he's using. Alright, starting off with The Gift of Maud Pie. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Alright, so Pinky's like, yo, Rarity,
Alright.
you want to have an expository conversation? And Rarity's like, dude, what do we got to say? We're on a train to Manhattan so I can scope out a location for my new boutique. And Pinky's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's not much more to it than
We're going
that.
to do that, but can we also try to get my sister a boyfriend while we're there? And Rarity's like, am I the
Interesting.
opener of a sitcom? So they meet up with Maud,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
Rarity's
kind
like,
of are
yo, darling, what's been up? And Maud's like, Boulder and I have been trying to conceive. And Rarity's like, man, Maud, you're one humorous broad. I mean, how would that even... I put him in my vagina. And Pinky's like, talk about getting your rocks off, right? Am I right? And so Rarity's like, dude, you were right. Your sister needs the D. And Pinky's like, word, just keep her occupied. I met this guy on Kick who said he'd go out with her, so I just gotta go meet him. It's
Yeah,
totally
because that
legit.
won't end
so
badly.
Rarity decides to keep Maud occupied by asking about her relationship. And she's like, so, Maud, how did you and Boulder get involved? And Maud's like, by my mid-20s, I realized that my obsessive personality and bottomless pit of emotional baggage made it unlikely that I'd ever find a suitable partner unless I abandoned the one thing I was passionate about and spent my entire life searching for someone I might never find. I decided to marry myself to my career, and Boulder is a behavioral manifestation of the cognitive dissonance resulting from that choice. And Rarity's like, oh, well, that's neat. And Maud's like, actually, you remind me a lot of myself when I was younger, but with clothes instead of rocks. So how are things going with you? And Rarity's like, oh yeah, things are great. Waiter, I'm gonna need a pitcher of gin over here. And Maud's like, you're not a very good conversationalist. So Pinky meets up with this guy she talked to on MySpace or whatever you kids are using now. But she finds out that the selfies she's been taking with her party cannon all day have become a meme on the pony internet. And he won't let anyone touch his sack unless she forks over the cannon so he can make some videos with it and gaffle some of that sweet, sweet YouTube money. So when Pinky finally gets back, Rarity's like 12 shots deep and on the verge of an existential crisis. And obviously Pinky's hella depressed and she's like, hey guys, I hope you're having a better day than I am. And Rarity's like, oh god, I'm so alone. So Pinky pitches Maud this whole blind date thing, and after privately assuring Boulder that she's just humoring her little sister, Maud agrees to go along with it. Then they actually find the guy and it takes Maud all of like 5 seconds to piece together what happens, and she's just like, that belongs to my sister, give it back. And he's all, oh yeah, what you gonna do about it? And Maud's like, nothing, you're a sleazy street grifter with obvious hormonal deficiencies who cons people out of things that bring them joy.
Holy crap, cutting deep.
We call existence. There's nothing I can do that would make your life worse, you absolute abortion of a person. And he's like, look, just take the fucking cannon back, Jesus Christ. And Maud's like, Pinky, It's really nice that you worry about me like this, but I'm happy with my life the way it is, even if it's a little unusual. Some of us are just okay with being alone forever. Right, Rarity? And Rarity's like, I'm still young. Why are you saying these things to me? Oh yeah, and she finds a location for a new boutique, which she'll be thinking about tonight when she's all by herself. So they all agree it was a fantastic day and decide to make this a yearly thing. The end.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was...
Yeah, I have nothing to say to that one. That was interesting take on it. Alright. But goddamn, Maud has like zero chill there. That's all I can say to that one. Alright, now, did I mention links are in the description below? I should have given the shout. I should have said that obviously, but apologies. Yeah, support the originals. Alright, now to get it started with On Your Marks, Totally Legit recap. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh boy, here we go again. So, the CMCs
Yeah,
are trying to have
CMC.
their first meeting since getting their cutie marks, but they're way too preoccupied with staring at their asses to concentrate. And now they know how we feel.
Fair enough.
So Apple Bloom is like, alright guys, let's go get our cutie marks. And Sweetie Belle and Scoots are like, dude. And she's like, oh yeah. And I'm just like, dude, that happens to me a lot too. Basically what this all amounts to is that these three are
The voice
getting
suits,
older and they're developing
Tree Hugger.
different interests. Scootaloo likes being an adrenaline junkie, Sweetie Belle likes finding new and more elaborate ways to be boring, and Apple Bloom likes desperately clinging to a rapidly dissolving childhood. They try doing some shit together like singing and potion making and volunteer work with the mentally challenged. And finally Scoots is like, dude, why don't we still be best friends but not drag each other into every stupid thing one of us wants to do? And Sweetie Belle is like, wow, that sounds totally reasonable and productive. And Apple Bloom agrees even though it feels like they've punched a gaping, aching hole in her heart because she's already learning how to bottle up and stifle her emotions like an adult. Then she sings the most beautiful song I've ever heard in my fucking life, and I don't remember what happens next because I was crying. Anyway, look at Sweetie Belle. Look at that smile and the joy in her eyes. She just made the shittiest scarf in the world, and she is fucking stoked about it. And you know she's thinking like, I'm not good at this, but I'm gonna keep trying until I get better, and it's gonna be so much fun. You fucking tiny horses with your relentless positivity and your self-esteem. Just try it once, fail, quit forever, and feel ashamed like a normal person. So, Sweetie Bee and Scoots had a great day, and Apple Bloom is sunk into a psychotic depression because she knows that this is how it all starts. Pretty soon, they'll all be living in different cities and only see each other at New Year's, and they'll have to be like, hey, what's up? How have you been? Even though none of them actually care because that precious sibling-like relationship they had in their youth is dead, and all that's left is an awkward feeling of obligation. Sure, they'll start talking about things they did back in the day, like, oh hey, remember that time we were happy and life felt like it had meaning? And after a few drinks, it'll almost feel like there's still a connection between them, and they'll share all their online handles and be like, dude, I will totally friend you on MySpace and follow you on Twimbler, and we should get together sometime and eat spaghetti or whatever. Then the next day when they sober up, they'll go right back to never getting around to it and feeling that nagging little guilt and sadness gnawing at the backs of their minds because they know it's never gonna be like it was, so why even try? Or, you know, that's just my take on it. Maybe she's thinking something else. I don't know. And so she's like, why do you guys hate me now? And Scoots is like, dude, we just want to have hobbies. What's the big deal? But I don't like change. Dude, Apple Bloom, life changes all the time and you just have to deal with it, you know? I mean, if you can't cope with change, your life is just going to be a waking nightmare of constant dread as you wonder whether or not today will be the one that shatters your fragile illusion of a status quo. You'll be a reclusive, nervous wreck of a person, and that kind of life's not worth living. Also, having hobbies
when you put it that way.
Dude, I tried and I'm shit at everything except the stuff I already do. And Sweetie Bee is like, you don't have to be good at something to have fun. And I'm like, no, god damn it, Sweetie Belle, you don't have to be good at something to have fun. You have some weird inherent sense of self-worth and confidence. Normal people don't have that. If I'm not good at something, I fucking hate myself. Anyway, AB finally realizes that the world isn't black and white, and that when someone says, I'm busy, can we hang out later? It doesn't mean that they aren't your friend, it just means they're busy, but they want to hang out later. And that's actually a pretty damn appropriate revelation for someone who's like 12. So she stops being a clingy asshole and everything's fine. The end. Oh, wait, I forgot. So earlier when I was busy sobbing into my TV dinner and chugging box wine, Applebloom met this asshole who's really good at dancing but is scared of doing it in front of people. And I'm like, dude, fuck you. If I was good at anything besides jacking off and drinking, I would totally do it in front of people. I mean, I do both those things in front of people constantly, but nobody likes it. Right, so the CMCs do what they do best and help give the dude confidence to follow his passion and blah, blah, blah. He gets his cutie mark and that's that. There's a common thread running throughout MLP that and I'm sure all of you have noticed. Ponies who are good at something but have failed to realize their full potential. This guy just needed some encouragement and voila, he found his destiny. Our good friend Glimmy is another great example. A brilliant sorceress whose emotional baggage led her down a morally ambiguous path. But hey, now that she's realized the error of her ways, she's kicking ass. I mean, she unfucked Trixie. What else needs to be said? That is a public service.
Skipping ahead a bit
Diamond
there.
fucking Tiara, the most consistent antagonist over the last 5 seasons of this show, wasn't really a villain, just a victim of horrible parenting, and she turned out to be a pretty cool chick when she learned how to use her talents
Specifically
for good.
from her mom.
I've thought about this a lot, and it seems like there aren't really any intrinsically bad ponies, just those who've lost their way. Everyone in Equestria has a true place and has the potential for a fulfilling life, and that, more than rainbow magic or talking horses, is what makes it a fantasy world.
Another bleak, but another bleak view. But I'm just sitting here like, wow, it is way too much fucking truth in this. Holy crap. Wow, that stuff just cuts deep, doesn't it? Alright, so, yeah, that was a totally legit recap of On Your Marks. Yeah, I have no words. It's just funny, but kind of depressing at the same time. So yeah, let's just get started with episode number 3. Or episode number 5, the third video in this video, whatever. Gauntlet of Fire. Let's see what he makes of this particular episode, which is arguably my favorite Spike episode. Well, not arguably, it is my favorite Spike episode. Alright, and starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright.
Alright, so we start this episode and already I am stoked. Why, you ask? Because of this. This is fucking perfect. I know you guys expect these videos to be sarcastic and fast-paced, but I want to break this shit down for a second. This hat, along with this situation, is a wonderfully concise expression of the duality that is Rarity. She's the undisputed girliest of the main 6, but at the same time, she's tough as nails. She's wearing a hard hat and mining gems, yet it's got this big bow on the back of it, and she's gonna use those gems for accents on a bunch of dresses. She's disgusted by these fucking bats, yet she doesn't hesitate to risk getting them up in her grill, because that's what she has to do for her business. And she's like, thanks for holding my basket, bro. And Spike's like, dude, I thought I was your bodyguard. And she's like, oh yeah, of course. Rarity may be overtly feminine and seem like a damsel who needs to be protected, but that outward appearance is simply the bow.
She's also your waifu,
She
according
looks
to a
dainty,
tweet
but
I saw.
underneath that prim exterior is a tough, practical, and self-assured girl who is never afraid to throw down, whether she's furthering her craft or fighting for her friends. She's a role model for anyone and everyone. No matter what goals you pursue in life or what persona you choose to adopt, you can still be self-reliant and ready to kick ass when it counts. Oh wait, God damn it, this is a Spike episode, not a Rarity episode. I fucked up. Anyway, Princess Twiggly Wiggly is like, yo, Celestia, Luna, I'm so glad we can finally just chill out and get drunk. And they're both like, yeah, man, thank goodness some urgent bullshit isn't going on that'll fuck this up for us. And Twi's like, dude, you just had to fucking say that, didn't you?
Why did you
Spike is being
just jinx
texted by
everything?
the Dragon Lord, and apparently being the Dragon Lord means you can access the settings in every dragon and make it so their backlight doesn't turn off until they answer you. So he goes to the dragon capital
Yeah, that's
Rarity
freaking
and
annoying.
Twiggles in tow, and honestly, the Dragon Lord is a pretty chill guy. I mean, he's a little rough around the edges, but even though he's
Kinda
like,
really is.
obviously way more badass than all these fools, he's still like, well, Dragon Law says I gotta give up my position, so whoever touches my stick first gets it. And I was thinking, isn't that the kind of guy who should be the Dragon Lord? Someone who's a badass but follows a strict code of honor. Anyway, whatever. If there's anything this show has taught us about dragons, it's that other than Spike, and sometimes including Spike, they're all fucking retarded. Oh yeah, speaking of retards, Garble's back, and he's an even bigger fuckboy than he was the first time. If you want to understand
True.
just how fucking stupid Garble is, check this out. So Rarity and Princess Sparkle have ditched that old dragon costume for this fake rock. Garble kicks Spike off the quote-unquote rock and sits on it, and we see this shot from the inside that clearly shows his fat ass is making it sag and smushing poor Rarity's head. And I'm like, if I sat on a rock and it gave like cardboard, I would say to myself, there's something wrong here. Anyway, enough about Garble. He sucks dicks and drinks jizz out of solo cups, and that's all that needs to be said. So, now that the great dragon text has been answered, Spike's backlight finally turns off, and he's like, alright, peace, I'm out. And dude's like, did I say you could leave, nigga? And oh, look at this. It's Princess Ember, daughter of the Dragon Lord, and our waifu of the week. And she's like, damn, dude, this guy's a little bitch. Don't make him do this shit. And Spike's all, yeah, man, I'm a total fucking pussy. I'm not cut out for this. And he's like, yeah, okay. Good point. You can fuck
Really
off
chill.
if you want. Seriously, besides the fact that he yells a lot, this guy is really reasonable. All these other dragons range from moronic to just being outright shitty people. Why can't he just keep being the Dragon Lord? He seems pretty good at it. Anyway, enough bullshit.
I don't
Let's
know.
get right to the good stuff. Ember's presence
that
in
code
this
of honor.
episode is an allusion to a question that man has pondered since time immemorial. Do dragons have vaginas? I mean, I don't see anything here, you know? But dude, you say, ponies don't have anything there either. And I say yeah, but there's a reason for that. You see, our Lord and Savior has already stated that ponies are born through normal mammalian reproduction, which means that male and female ponies have schlongs and vajayjays respectively. So obviously it's standard practice in Equestria to equip each pony with a genital cloaking device to hide their junk when they're on camera. But is this the case with dragons? The answer is staring you right in the face, but of course I have to be the one to explain this shit to you guys. Of course dragons have genitals because there are dragon dildos. Why would there be dragon dildos if there weren't dragon chicks buying them to put in their dragon vaginas? Moreover, how could one even create a dragon
You're spending a
dildo
lot of
if
time
there
on
weren't
this
dragon
topic.
dicks to model them after? Duh. So Spike realizes he has to become the Dragon Lord because, as I previously stated, dragons are retarded, and if any of these
Alright,
fools gets
back to the
control,
topic
they're
at
gonna
hand.
fuck up life. He saves this other dragon from drowning, and holy shit, it's Ember! I was so fucking surprised. And she's like, thanks for
Were you?
literally saving
Really?
my life, but I don't like you or anything. Baka. So she totally for real says, I promise, doesn't want Spike's nuts, but because she's every tsundere anime chick ever, they team up and find the magic dragon stick.
She
using
is,
the
isn't she?
power of friendship. Then Garble tries to fuck everything up, but dude, fuck him. So Spike gets the magic dragon dildo and he's like, yo dude, you need to fuck off, and not only that, you need to get totally gay with every dragon you see on your way, and you can't tell them why. And Garble's like, but dude, that'll make me look like a giant faggot. And Ember's like, man, you are a giant faggot. We're just making you act the part. Anyway, Spike gives her the stick so she can be Dragon Lord.
I can't even
because he
complain
doesn't
about
give
their
a
treatment
fuck
of
about
him.
any of this. That's why Spike is awesome and doesn't deserve all the shit he gets. He doesn't want to be the king. He just wants his comfy little life in Ponyville with the people he cares about. You could offer the guy a fucking Nobel Prize or some shit and he'd just be like, oh, thanks, man, but I'm having lunch with my friends today, so, you know, just give it to someone else. I could never give Spike shit because I'm jealous of him. He looks at his life and says, sweet, this is perfect. I look at my life and say, well, time to get drunk.
She don't take no prisoner. She gotta give me the bitterness. Got a dragon on my back. Yeah.
All right. That was a very good explanation as far as the character of Spike and his mentality, his motivations. I can totally see that. Yeah. And I never really hated on Spike. Just some of his episodes are kind of. Spike himself, I like him as a character. But yeah, seeing that point of view it just laid out like that about his view on life and his view on how things are and how his place in life should be, how his place in life is. I like it. He did go off a bit on a tangent as far as really. Stroking Rarity in a sense. Just really being really nice about her, being really nice to her. Yeah, apparently saw a tweet of his that after I started watching this, subscribed to his channel, of course, and went to his Twitter, started following him there. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know if they're going to be spoilers. Does he post spoilers? I don't think he does. I haven't seen anyway. I've only seen the one tweet from him to begin with, to be honest. I don't think he does it a whole lot. But of course it's only been a week since I've been subscribed to his and following his Twitter. Yeah, apparently though, he really viewed, like, put it simply, Rarity is his waifu. So, I gotta say, Rarity Dash, watch out, man. I know you're watching. But I never really understood that. Now that I think about it. I don't... You know anything like it? Is Rarity your waifu, Rarity Dash? Or is she just obviously best pony to you? Do you kind of like just ship her with Rainbow Dash? I'm actually kind of curious though. Do you consider her your waifu or just like an inspiration to you, best pony, and shipping fuel with Rainbow Dash? Because yeah, I don't know. I hope I get an answer to that one. Went off on a tangent there, but pretty apropos considering what I'm watching right now. Alright, so now that I'm done boring you, let's get it started with No Second Prances. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
So Twilight is like spazzing out because apparently Celestia is like a huge pain in the ass at parties, and if everything isn't perfect, she's gonna lose her shit. So she's like, Starlight, go make a friend.
All evidence to
right
the contrary
now.
notwithstanding.
So Glimmer goes to the bar, knocks back a few white
considering how chill she is at the
Hazel's
galas.
Mrs. Cake, and then rapes Big Mac in the mouth. Then she tries to go hang out with Dash, but Dash has a bad case of meme face today, so she just steps on Angel instead. Then she's like, well, that was a productive morning, time to hit up the spa. So she's at the spa, and she's talking to this one chick, and holy shit, it's Trixie! Twilight's like, I don't know if you want to do that, bro. And Glimmy's like, dude, you're not my mom. So they fuck off. So they're walking around town, just sucking each other off and arguing over who loves who the most. And Twilight's like, dude, look at my giant bush. Vinyl likes it a lot. Oh, and Derpy's fucking wasted today. So Trixie's like, dude, I want to do something totally fucking crazy. Are you down? And Glimmer's like, fuck yeah, dude. And Trixie's like, okay, I'm going to shoot myself out of a cannon into a Manicore's face, and you have to make it so I don't die. And Glimmer's like, no problem, man. That's a totally normal thing to ask of someone you just met. So then Twilight shows up.
No
and
issues
Glimmer
there.
for staying out late with their new girlfriend, and they all start bitching at each other, and then these two have their first fight. So Trixie's like, well, I fucked that up. Time to kill myself. So Glimmer's sitting there like, Twilight, should I start a committed relationship with this crazy bitch, or should I just let her kill herself? And Twilight's like, you know what, dude? I don't even fucking care anymore. And Glimmer's like, thanks, Twilight. You're an awesome teacher. And Twilight's like, I know, dude. I know. So Trixie's like, Starlight, my life means nothing without you, and makes the metalist suicide attempt ever. But Starlight pulls her out and is like, I love you, man. And Trixie's like, wow, that actually fucking worked. So the moral of this episode is that if you act crazy enough, you'll totally get laid.
No intro, no ending music, just straight into it. That one was a little different than the others, but still enjoyable nonetheless. Yeah, it didn't go off on any kind of weird tangents. Gave an actually pretty good description of the episode with his type of humor. Yeah, that one just felt a little different. I don't know. And maybe because it was so much shorter than the rest, he didn't go off on these long, rambling tangents. Like, I'm not using that word as a freaking crutch, aren't I? But still, like I said, all of them enjoyable so far. So far, he hasn't pushed me out of watching these yet. We'll see how much worse will it get. So hopefully you enjoyed me watching this, as I enjoyed watching it. I want to thank you all for watching. And as always, be sure to support the original. The links are in the description below. And I'm going to end this one here. Until next time, take care.